The era of the borderless internet is over. The next superpower is not just land, oil, or money, it is compute. For 20 years, cloud computing trained governments to outsource the hard parts. Rent servers from a global provider. Store data wherever capacity is cheapest. Let intelligence flow across borders. But frontier AI breaks that bargain because a model is no longer just software. It is a strategic nervous system. The old question was, where is your data stored? The new question is much darker, who can turn your intelligence off? If another country controls your chips, your cloud, your models, and your access rules, then your digital sovereignty has a remote shutoff switch. First, what changed? NVIDIA calls the new unit of power an AI factory. Data goes in, intelligence comes out. That language matters. A factory is not an app. It is industrial capacity. It needs power plants, cooling, fiber, land, chips, engineers, permits, and a state willing to treat compute like critical infrastructure. This is not only about spy agencies and militaries. A model trained for one country can miss another country's law, language, slang, minority dialects, medical workflows, and industrial edge cases. Sovereign AI is also a cultural project. Make the machine understand the people it serves. Now look at the map. Europe is building AI factories around Euro HPC supercomputers. The Commission says 19 AI factories and 13 antenna sites are operational, with at least 9 new AI-optimized supercomputers planned. The goal is simple. Give European startups and researchers access to serious compute without leaving the European rulebook. Canada has put $2 billion behind a sovereign AI compute strategy. India is building a national compute pillar around more than 10,000 GPUs. Different countries, different budgets, same fear. If local companies cannot access affordable domestic compute, they become customers of somebody else's intelligence empire. Then there is Stargate UAE, a 1 gigawatt AI cluster in Abu Dhabi with 200 megawatts expected to go live in 2026. That is not a normal data center announcement. That is a country buying a seat at the frontier table. Even private data center projects now sound political. Meta just announced a $9.1 billion AAI data center in Alberta with dedicated power generation behind it. When one campus needs almost a gigawatt of electricity, cloud expansion becomes energy policy. But here is the trap. The CNAS Sovereign AI Index tracks government-backed AI projects across compute, models, and data. Its finding is brutal. Infrastructure projects are surging, but roughly 70% of tracked projects involve at least one foreign partner. And NVIDIA GPUs show up in 52% of tracked infrastructure projects. That is the paradox. A country can build the data center at home and still depend on foreign accelerators, foreign networking, foreign server vendors, foreign cloud software, and foreign base models. Sovereignty is not one switch. It is a stack. At the model layer, most countries are not trying to invent a frontier model from zero. They adapt open-weight or licensed models, then fine-tune them on local language and domain data. That is not pure independence. It is practical agency. So who wins? The winners will not be the countries with the loudest AI slogans. They will be the countries that control 3 bottlenecks at once: enough power to run the machines, enough chips to avoid rationing, and enough local talent to turn raw compute into useful national systems. For markets, the trade is bigger than one cloud stock. Sovereign compute pulls demand through the entire physical stack: GPUs, advanced packaging, high bandwidth memory, networking, cooling, power equipment, grid upgrades, and land. The AI arms race is becoming an industrial capex race. Here is the final read. Sovereign AI does not mean every nation becomes fully independent. It means every nation chooses which dependencies it can live with and which ones are existential. Data is the new territory. Compute is the border. And intelligence is now something countries will defend,